let's take a closer look at the founder of CanadaIceWatching.net. While the screen showing some of the residential properties he have personally managed across the Canada. Over the years, he's owned more than 50 small businesses, 5 corporations, and led several nonprofits. After facing multiple failed ventures and lacking formal education beyond grade 10, he turned things around. In the early 90s, he pursued education in accounting, marketing, and business at Mount St. Vincent University. He also completed 2 terms in computer science at Kean Technology Institute, a year of network engineering, dozens of Microsoft certifications, and a property management certificate. He went on to build a successful career, selling millions in the satellite TV industry as one of the first in Canada, secured a $2.3 million with EST Systems in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, installing rebroadcast systems for communities Atlantic to Pacific. In Halifax, Nova Scotia, formed Satellite International Marketing, securing manufacturing in $1 million from Japan for low-noise amplifiers, and South Korea secured manufacturing rights for satellite TV receivers and produced our own line of dishes 9 by 12 feet in size. He was responsible for securing over $2.5 million in services in Toronto's cleaning industry and driving growth in the security sector. He worked with Gary McDonald, founder of AstroGuard Security Systems, to open 130 branches across Canada. Additionally, he trained under Barry Weymouth in perimeter security, who led the Canadian government's external affairs during the Beirut embassy crisis, helping Americans escape. Regional manager for fire and flood restoration, Sears Home Cleaning Services, and Steamatic from Winnipeg to Vancouver. Founder of Kill My Bill, developed 5 price levels of Android TV boxes, all branded and marketed to the tune of approximately $250,000, but market became gray and left after developing over 100 cartoons, webmaster of over 160 websites, all to do with Android TV. Was ready to launch our own multimedia tablet made specifically for multimedia, had branding, produced Hugo after a pet. The beginning of a journey. As Big Dave, standing confidently on top of Kelly's Mountain in Cape Breton, the breathtaking landscape stretching out behind him. Narration, David's voice. I stand here, on this mountain, gazing out over the world that shaped me. My name is David Kanohan, but many know me as Big Dave. The journey you see before you is not one of pure success. It's a story of resilience, transformation, and above all, giving back. It's a journey that began long before you saw me standing here, at the summit, looking toward the horizon. The winds that blow across this mountain are like the winds I've weathered in my life, tough, but full of lessons. This mountain symbolizes my journey, climbing through hardship, overcoming obstacles, and always striving for more. But let me take you back to a time when I wasn't standing here on top. Let me show you where it all began. I wasn't always standing tall at the peak of a mountain, looking at the world. I was once just like so many others, struggling to find my place, struggling to understand my purpose. But there came a moment, a turning point, where everything changed. That moment took me on a path that would shape the rest of my life. A path I never saw coming, but one that would teach me what it means to truly lead, to give back, and to rise above the challenges. The early struggles, overcoming adversity. A flashback of young David in Toronto, walking through tough streets, learning how to survive on the streets. Come with us, narration, David's voice. I grew up in the rough streets of Toronto, where every day felt like a battle. At just 6 years old, I witnessed the brutality of the world. Violence, struggles, hardships, it surrounded me every single day. By the time I was 9, I felt unsafe at home. It wasn't a place of love and care. So, I ran away. I sought shelter in places most people wouldn't even think to look. I didn't know it at the time, but that moment of desperation would become the foundation of my survival. I became a survivor. I learned to rise above, to become strong, and most importantly, I learned resilience. The streets taught me many things. How to be resourceful like magnet in the paper box slot, how to trust myself, and, above all, how to keep going when the world feels like it's against you. It wasn't just about surviving, it was about learning how to thrive in a world that doesn't always give you a fair chance. It taught me the real meaning of strength. True strength isn't about muscle, it's about perseverance, staying true to yourself when the world is trying to break you down. The entrepreneurial drive, building a business empire. Young David managing teams, overseeing the construction of buildings, and handling cleaning contracts. Narration: David's voice. By the time I was 18, I had already entered the world of business. I started in management of the Bank of Nova Scotia building in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, then supervisor, then chief supervisor. We grew from just 30 employees to over 350. Later working for head office, modern building cleaning, and having the honor of working with legends like Frank Knowles, Don Eckersley, and Bruce Bergius. Overseeing contracts that took me across the country. And it wasn't just about cleaning buildings, it was about creating opportunity, building teams, and transforming lives. I was involved in opening major buildings, like the Dockyards building, and one of the first apartment buildings, Clayton Park area at 167 Stratford Way in Halifax, Northern Telecom plant making fiber optics. I remember thinking in like late 70s, wow, how lucky we are for communication industries, but only the last decade we in residential are receiving. Atrium centers, and Zedco Center, oil buildings in both Edmonton and Calgary, many hospitals including in Ottawa, Halifax, Toronto area, and lastly modern's largest Canadian contract Dalhousie University 116 buildings at that time. Each project was more than just a job. It was a chance to create something lasting, something that would outlive the business itself. Later in 90s hired largest mall east of Montreal for Sobeys. The Avalon Mall in St. John's, Newfoundland ran cleaning maintenance. But even though I was finding success, I never lost sight of what mattered, the people. It was never just about the financial rewards. I wanted to leave a legacy, to show others that hard work and determination can create a life where you're not just surviving, but thriving. My journey wasn't just about accumulating wealth, it was about building something bigger, a foundation for others to stand on. Each person I mentored, each team I built, was a stepping stone to something greater. It was about creating a community of people who could take that same power of resilience and turn it into success of their own. The shift, a new vision, a quiet room where David is at his desk, looking over paperwork for the Nova Scotia Provincial Injured Workers Association, his focus intense. Narration: David's voice. In the late 80s, everything changed for me. I had a life-altering vision, one that shook me to my core. I saw the devil in my bedroom, and that experience forced me to reevaluate everything I believed. It was a turning point, a moment where I realized I couldn't go on living the way I had. I had to do something more. I had to make a real difference, not just for myself, but for others. That vision pushed me to reevaluate my life's purpose. I knew then that I couldn't just focus on business anymore. It was time to make a change, time to use what I had learned to help others. I became president of the Nova Scotia Provincial Injured Workers Association, and I launched a community platform to support injured workers. It wasn't just about business, it was about creating systems of support for those who needed help the most. This new chapter opened my eyes to something bigger than profits. It opened the door to a legacy of service. The humanitarian mission, giving back, David interacting with injured workers, offering advice, assistance, and support. Narration: David's voice. I realized that leadership is service. It's about standing up for others, especially when they're voiceless. I created a community where injured workers could get the help they needed, access to legal advice, documents, anything to give them a chance to rebuild their lives. But it wasn't just about fixing broken systems. It was about empowering individuals to rise above their circumstances, to help people believe in their own strength. That's when I truly understood the power of social change. It wasn't just about helping people feel better in the moment. It was about transforming lives, giving people the tools to reclaim their dignity, rebuild their futures, and rise up from their challenges. It was a lesson in human potential, seeing people who felt broken, who were at their lowest, and helping them believe again in the power of hope, strength, and resilience. The legacy: changing lives through leadership. David standing with a group of volunteers, giving advice and encouragement. Narration: David's voice. Leadership is not about titles or recognition. It's about action, about setting an example. I've always believed in empowering the next generation of leaders. I've had the honor of mentoring young people, helping them find their own strength, their own voice. Leadership is a spark, a moment when you ignite the potential in someone else. I've seen that spark change lives, and I know it can change the world. Leadership is about empowering others. It's about inspiring those around you to be the best versions of themselves. When you lead by example, you set in motion a ripple effect. One that can transform communities, nations, and eventually, the world. The truth is, everyone has a leader within them, and it's only a matter of stepping up and taking action. The movement: a call to action. a diverse group of volunteers working together from different walks of life, united by a common cause. Narration: David's voice. The movement is growing. This journey has never just been about me. It's about all of us, coming together to make the world a better place. Each one of us has a role to play in breaking the cycle of poverty, lifting others up, and creating a world where no one is left behind. Together, we can build a future where everyone has a voice, where everyone has an opportunity to succeed. This is our collective mission, a mission that starts with us, right now, today. We are all leaders in our own right. We have the power to bring change to our communities, our countries, and our world. It starts with one action, one voice, and that voice can echo across the world. The future, hope, and unity. A sunrise over Cape Breton's mountains, symbolizing a new beginning for David and the movement. Narration: David's voice. My life has been full of challenges, but those challenges have shaped me into the person I am today. I've been knocked down, but I've always gotten back up. I've learned the true meaning of resilience, and I know that you can too. If you resonate with my story, if you believe in the power of community and hope, then join me. Together, we can create a world that values hope, unity, and action. Together, we can transform lives, overcome adversity, and build a brighter tomorrow. We can make this a world where everyone has an opportunity to succeed, to rise above their circumstances, and to thrive. The closing message: a world of possibility. David standing with a diverse group, gazing out into the horizon, a symbol of unity. Narration: David's voice. This journey has just begun. But we need you. Will you rise up? Will you step into leadership? Will you stand with me and countless others who have paved the way before us? Together, we will make the world a better place. And it all starts with you. Hope, unity, and resilience are what will guide us. Let's create that change together. Hope, unity, action. Narration: David's voice. Join us. Together, we'll make the world a better place. Big Dave. I have been personally working hard early morning to late night researching current topics and putting my spin on things. Each image you see for a mere second takes many trials and tribulations. I have now made hundreds of thousands of images and clips. The only reward I seek is you taking action now. Do something. Heck, tell how you think in the comments. Subscribing can be your first step. Next is one of the first videos we made for YouTube, primitive in nature but illustrates our growth. May be considered by orange people if you know what we mean, sensitive in nature and encouraging voting. March draw for $1,000, details in description and comments. Not affiliated with YouTube or any other source. Eligibility: you must subscribe to our channel. Like, comment and share. Social, one of almost 20 hidden cost of freedom videos.
Well, it's hard to believe, I know that, but I had probably about 50 businesses or so, 4 or 5 corporations, ran a couple non-profits and things. When the free trade deal happened between Canada and the United States, I thought it was the best thing in the world. Gave us an opportunity, the largest market. We became your largest trading partners, although you call China and everybody else that all the time. But anyways, you guys, I love yous. Be smart. Vote. God bless you. Right? The real God, not your other God that some phony people believe in. God bless you. Canada is watching.